Hey Capricorn, welcome to your weekly forecast for July 22nd through the 29th. We're going to connect here and see what's going on for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We've got our little ocean theme set up here for the summer. We've got our little mermaid deck. And see what's happening. After we take a look at your weekly cards from this deck, as always, I'm going to pull a spirit message for you from a different deck. So stick around for that, Caps. See what's happening for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Sunday, Monday. Or I'm sorry, Monday, Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday. And Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Alright, Caps, let's get to it. Nice, 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 nice. Your beginning of the week, you've got 3 of Wands. And this is powerful, creative energy. Now, the creator of this deck has this card listed as innovation. Okay? This is a cool deck because each card has like a little keyword at the bottom to like put the meaning of the card in a nutshell. So if you're somebody that's wanting to learn the tarot but you have a hard time remembering what the cards mean, this is a cool deck for that. So as always, the link is in the description if you want to check that out. Innovation is definitely one of the meanings of the 3 of Wands because it has to do with projects and things coming together, you know, putting something out there into the universe. A lot of the times for me when I see 3 of Wands, it's like a card of expanding and the point of no return, but in a good way. Like something's been set in motion that, like, that's it. It's out there and you can't take it back. Usually when we see the 3 of Wands in a lot of the different decks, we see a person and they're standing on a cliff and they're looking out over the ocean as these ships are carrying their merchandise away, like to sell or to take to faraway markets. So it's like you're putting something out there, and once it's out there, you can't call it back. Like it's there, and it's a moment of growth. Like life is never going to be the same again. That's what I feel when I see 3 of Wands. And so a lot of you beginning of the week, it's going to come in through some kind of innovation, some idea, some collaboration. Some of you may be getting together with some old friends. Some of you might be picking up like an old idea that you had put down a long time ago. Like maybe you had friends back in college or back in high school or something, and you were working on like a project or a comic book idea or something, and it just kind of fell by the wayside, and it's been coming up in your mind a lot. Some of you, it's been coming up in your mind a lot, and you're like, you know what? I think that my angels are telling me to pick this idea up again. And now at this phase in my life, you know, take a look at the ideas and like create something new. So some of you may be reconnecting with people to work on this project. Some of you may be collaborating with others. But in true Mercury retrograde energy, right? Mercury retrograde is a great time to rework ideas, to like take things that maybe like we were working on and take another look at them or put a fresh spin on them, revise them, you know, like to revise, to recreate. So I feel for whatever reason, Capricorn, a lot of you are picking up an old project that fell by the wayside. And you're putting new life into it. You're breathing new life into it. You're breathing new energy into it. Okay, so that's what it feels like to me there as far as that's concerned. Is there's this kind of like breathing new life into something you had long forgotten. Okay, and it's something that you're going to be able to at some point take to market or put out there. But for whatever reason, this does feel like it's something creative for me. Creative. So it's either something artistic or an invention or something of that nature. It might not be a business idea. But then again, like I said, these are general readings, so it's going to be different for different ones of you. But for whatever reason, this feels like a creative idea or an invention. Your Wednesday, Thursday, Capricorn, nice, nice, nice is 9 of Pentacles. So there could be some kind of nice little bonus or something coming your way in the middle of the week, or you might be taking time off to enjoy the fruits of your labor, to enjoy your hard work. So maybe you're like, you know, cutting out of work early, or you're taking a day off, or you're playing hooky, or whatever's going on. You might be taking some time to spend some time alone and to treat yourself in some way, to do something nice for yourself. Maybe splurge in some way, you know, to just kind of reward yourself for working so hard. I do feel that for a lot of you, there's also something coming in here where you're making this agreement with the universe or with your angels or guides, like to be in gratitude, or to stay in gratitude, or to have faith that you're being provided for, that the worst of times are over, the worst of times are behind you, and you're coming to the energy now of being able to create, being able to save for your future, get caught up on bills, but also do something for yourself, something that you can be grateful for, and pamper yourself or treat yourself in some way. Nine of Pentacles for me is also a card that's saying that a lot of you are getting some kind of anxiety under control. Okay, that's just a meaning for me as a reader. For me, Nine of Pentacles is one of those cards where you're calming your energy, or you're calming like kind of the overpowering emotions, and that really makes sense, and I'll tell you why. We just had the full moon in Capricorn last week, and a partial lunar eclipse. So the energy, the full moon in Capricorn and the partial lunar eclipse, was bringing in this energy of being able to get our feelings and our mind in balance, and taking like an objective look at our life, and coming into this energy of being able to see what needed to be changed about our life, what needed to be done differently, or like how to put a more stable or more sturdy foundation for ourselves to feel a little bit more security, right? And so there's like some calming of the emotions that comes with that. There's some clarity that comes with that. So Capricorn, you know, having that in your sign, some of you are really coming into this peacefulness, or this, you know, or at least the beginning of this peacefulness, and you might be feeling it in the middle of the week. Now, eclipse energies can last for about 6 months, so this is probably going to be an ongoing theme for you. It's not like just one and done, it's happening this week and it's over. It's going to be a journey for a lot of you, or this ongoing thing of where like you're noticing and you're seeing these changes within yourself, with your emotions, the way you're looking at things, you know, getting your thinking under control, getting your anxiety under control. Some of you may be reaching out to a therapist or a counselor, or seeking out medication. I am all for that stuff. I really am. There's some people who are like, no, you know, like they don't like it and they want to be super holistic about everything. But I think we need to be realistic, right? Like sometimes in some scenarios, some situations, you know, it could be required, you know, to do something like counseling or medication, and there's nothing wrong with that. So some of you might be also seeking out in that way, where you're just like, okay, I want to get a handle on things. And some of you, again, Mercury retrograde, revising, some of you had experience in the past with things that you were doing for your anxiety, and you quit because you didn't like it. But it's like this light bulb is going off in your head, Capricorn, and you're realizing, well, wait a minute, maybe I just didn't like that therapist or that counselor. That doesn't mean that I have to give up on therapy. It just means I have to find the right therapist or the right counselor. Or maybe I didn't like that medication. That doesn't mean all medication is wrong. Maybe I can go and try a different medication. So there could be something that you're reworking or you're revising and getting like some anxiety under control for some of you. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday card is Two of Wands, and this has to do with partnership, right? So again, a lot of you are coming into this idea in the beginning of the week, and you may be collaborating or extending a partnership to somebody by the end of the week, or they may be getting back to you and they might be making you an offer. This card, the creator of this deck has this listed as vision, and that's definitely one of the meanings of this card. When we see the Two of Wands in a lot of the other decks, it's usually this guy, and he's like holding this globe in his hand, and he's holding a wand, and he's looking out. He's standing on a balcony looking out over like at the world, or like at the view in front of him. So a lot of you are seeing very clearly the vision of where you want to go, what you want your life to be like, that foundation that you're building, where you're wanting it to take you, what it's going to look like ultimately in the long run. But Two of Wands can also be a card of partnerships, okay, contracts, agreements, things of that nature. So some of you, this is a symbolic contract where you're coming into a new contract, a new agreement with yourself, a new contract, a new agreement with the universe about how things are going to be for you moving forward. For other ones of you, it can be quite a little contract. I know a lot of people freak out about stuff like that on Mercury retrograde. You're like, no, Amethyst, it's Mercury retrograde, no way, I'm not going to do a contract. And you know what, I understand that there's this feeling of, okay, well, let me avoid it because it's Mercury retrograde. But in some situations, we need to be realistic, guys. We have to be realistic. We live in a world where things happen in their timing, and sometimes through divine timing. And you might have been wanting a dream job, or you may have been trying to sell some idea, or whatever it might be. You might have some big break coming in by the end of the week, and you have to sign a contract. You can't come back to that person and say, hey, I would love to do business with you, or I would love to take this job, or I would love for you to buy my idea, but you know what? It's Mercury retrograde right now. Can we wait until mid-August, and can we do this then? Chances are the offer's not going to be on the table, you know, if you're going to try to dance around it for so long. And so again, and I'm not an expert in astrology. I'm very, very forward about that. I'm very open about that. I don't claim to know what, you know, more than I actually do. But from my understanding, Mercury retrograde can be really highly dramatized, or really highly exaggerated, right? And a lot of the way the Mercury retrograde is going to affect you depends on your planetary alignments, you know, like what's going on and what's happening in the time of that time cosmically, in the time of that Mercury retrograde. So there's a lot of different aspects to it. Okay, so if you have doubts, or if you're not sure, you know, should I do this? Should I move forward with this? Is this a good time? Is this a good project? Ask your angels and guides to give you clarity. Pray about it. Meditate about it. But I do feel something is happening by the end of the week for a lot of you Capricorns, where some idea that you've revisited, or something you've been trying to get going, is actually moving along. Maybe some of you were trying to sell an idea and you forgot about it, and somebody's, you know, stumbling upon it and reaching out to you saying, hey, I'd like to talk to you about this invention, or I'd like to talk to you about this project, or this song, or this book, or whatever it is you were trying to sell. And they might be trying to pick up this idea from you. So this is a really big week for you to get the feelings under control, to get the anxiety under control, and to be in your creative energies, and to invite this abundance coming in, and to really, you know, the next 6 months, go into it with this clear vision that you're putting together at this time. Let's go ahead and check out your spirit message for the week. And again, guys, I invite you to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos as well, because some weeks those are going to resonate with you more than others. They might add a little extra information that could be helpful. So check that out. Some of you might like to watch your, some of you might like to have a private reading, which obviously I'm available for that. There's a Calendly link in the description of this video, where you can schedule a private reading with me if you would like. Your spirit message for the week is card number 30, the striped dolphin. Good news flowing through the ether waves will answer your prayers. So again, some kind of offer, some kind of good news, some kind of abundance or gift is coming your way. And it's symbolized here by a dolphin. So this is something which to me symbolizes joy, playfulness, you know, happiness, something that's going to give you a sense of freedom, something that's going to give you the ability to like go off and play, like that 9 of Pentacles energy, being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So good news flowing is bringing you answers to your prayers. Now, 3 or 30 is really the same energy as 3. You would drop to 0, we'd have 3. And that's the energy of the Ascended Masters. So a lot of you are coming into your life path and your life purpose. And when we come into life path and life purpose, we begin to have ideas and we begin to behave in ways creatively that bring abundance our way, where we're not having to work as hard. You know, it's just coming more into our nature of being. Like, you know, birds. You know, birds are meant to sing. Fish are meant to swim, right? And of course, they might get tired and take a little bit of a break, but it's not going to be draining for them. It's not going to be exhausting for them because it's what they were made to do. So a lot of you are coming into the energy of doing what you were meant to do, coming into that natural flow, and the ascended masters are coming up around you to help you come onto this life path at this time, right? But there's definitely answers to prayers, and that jump, that star is jumping out at me, and to me, stars are intuition and guidance. So you're really learning to connect with your higher self, and you're really beginning to follow the guidance that has been coming your way. Again, watch your moon sign and rising sign video. It may resonate with you more. You may need a private reading. I'm more than happy to do that. And don't forget, guys, every single day on Facebook and Instagram, Amethystangellight, I post a card of the day and I post a pick a card. So 2 messages every single day on the social media. If you don't want to wait all week for videos, you can join me there as well. And my dear, some of you are like, Amethyst, what about my love life? Like that's all great, but what about my love life? I try to focus on you in the weekly forecasts, and I do the love reading separately. So if you look in the description of the video, there's love links to the love videos there. Watch July if you haven't already, and then a couple of days in the next week or so I'll have the August love readings up. I thank you so very much for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Thank you so very much for receiving, Capricorn. Wishing you a fabulous week.